curbstones, the huge boulders used around the edge of the mound, were transported from as far away as Clogher Head in County Louth, 20 kilometres away.
Newgrange is a very special place.
The picture of Newgrange is not a carved rock or gravestone.
I brought you here to Greatstone near Dungeness to show you these strange-looking concrete structures that lie abandoned at the edge of a waterlogged gravel pit here. Now, they look like early forms of abstract art, don't they? But they're not. They played a significant part in the history of Britain's defence system.
So we needed to block that. Will make a big
After the First World War, the biggest threat to Britain's security was from the air. What the country needed was an operational edge, a way of pinpointing incoming enemy bombers before they reached the English coast. The old system relied on sight, using spotters with binoculars.
To its maximum distance into the chamber, and it should reach as far as the base.
Study enemy aircraft over the channel. Find due west.
But it wasn't effective at night or in bad weather conditions. The solution lay with one man, Lieutenant William Tucker. Tucker had spent much of the First World War in trenches, using listening devices to search out enemy locations.
By the 1920s, he decided to apply the same listening techniques to the skies. The result was a series of concrete structures like these along the south coast. They reflected the sound waves of incoming aircraft onto carefully placed microphones.
And various sound mirrors survive, dotted along the south coast. But this is the only place you can see all three designs side by side. To explain how they work, I've come to meet Owen Lation, who's warden for the Dungeness National Nature Reserve.
Owen, hiya.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you. Thanks
good
for
to see
meeting me here today. Well, these are absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, brilliant, these sound mirrors.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love the location.
Yeah, very, very good. This is a 20-foot sound mirror.
This is the smaller one.
This is the smaller one, the first one.
Yeah. How does the technology actually work?
Well, it's pointing out into the English Channel.
Right.
It's collecting sound waves from the enemy aircraft or potential enemy aircraft.
Yeah.
So you had a guy standing where I am with a sound trumpet pointing back into the 20-foot dish. So he's got his back to the sea, and he would have had a stethoscope on, and he's moving that trumpet around, trying to get a bearing of where the aircraft is. And remember, with this one, it's very, very
quite
flat.
vertical.
It's vertical indeed. So
It's sort of almost picking up things that are low.
That's right.
Not way out there.
So if the planes were coming in very high, they're in trouble. So what they did then is they designed a 30-foot mirror, where they tilted the dish higher up into the sky to get the higher aircraft that they were coming in. And also they had like a little room underneath where the listener was able to maneuver the microphone or the trumpet in the dish, so he was out of the elements.
Yeah. Can I go and look at the big one?
Yeah, come on, let's go and have a look.
It's really just
Yeah,
sort of
very
so
impressive.
amazing, isn't it? How big is that?
Well, that's 200 foot.
My word.
All the information gathered here would be sent back to military HQ at Hythe by phone, where it would be plotted out on a map. That would then give the RAF a chance to send up planes to meet the enemy.
Very precise when you get up to it, isn't it?
Very impressive. Indeed, yeah. Concave, lengthways, but also vertically as well.
I can see that when you look at the edges. How does this work?
Well, you've got a set of microphones in a big arc around the forecourt. You would have had a guy in the office, and this would go out together. But you would have had several people as well, listeners, out in the front, and you would have been directing those listeners to the bearings of where the aircraft were coming from.
Right, so they've scaled up the operation.
They've gone big now.
You can certainly say that, can't you? Yeah. Was that accurate?
Yes, it was more of an accurate system than the smaller mirrors, but the length was still the same, 20-25 miles, and it's back to the same old issue. The aircraft got faster, and so as an early warning system, it was becoming quite obvious that it was struggling as time went on in the 1930s.
Gosh, I'm so pleased we're still here.
Yeah.
This is a real eye-opener for me. What was the downside?
Well, the downside was that we're very close to the sea here, and the housing development or the pressures were creeping down the coast. Remember, these were built in a very bare, hostile, quiet environment, and also radar came along in the late 1930s. So So quickly the range they could pick up the aircraft was much better than these sound mirrors, and they became obsolete quite quickly. Impressive structures.
Oh, they are, aren't they? Yeah. Well, I'm pleased they're here today. Yeah. We're here.
So, noisy urban development in this once desolate area, combined with faster planes, meant the sound mirrors were already struggling.
Even older than that.
But it was the advances in radar that produced the final nail in the coffin.
Period, but there are skeletons, 38 in total, some that date to 3,700 BC.
It was all over for these sound mirrors, and Tucker
we saw in an old photo during the excavation in the early 1900s. Very robust, very powerful, as almost
as a monument to a man whose work
type
was
skulls.
profound effect.
So we know that they were here at some point.
The communication system,
the 3,007-year-old period is the British Neolithic people, and these were slighter people, had longer heads, with smaller frames, and so this was obviously reused. And what's really interesting about it is right in the centre of this, underneath it, some flat stone slabs in a circle were found. So there could have been a stone circle here, and then they would put flat, and then Bella Snap was built on top of it. So we don't know exactly what was going on there, but that is one of the strange things. The whole landscape here is beautiful. It's similar to what we find at Pegler's Tub and other places in the area,
that lie abandoned at the edge of a waterlogged gravel pit.
And
now,
there are two other chambers
early forms of abstract
on the
art,
other side. We look at this map here, just along this side here,
in the history
which is the east side. We find two chambers, whereas on the other side, right over the other side of the main mound here,
was from the air.
one chamber,
what
and the front chamber
needed was an operational edge.
It's not even real.
A way of
So let's go and take a look at that, because inside that were several children's burials and
the
a
old
male
system
young
relied
adult,
on sight,
and then that was sealed up like a sort of false door, often like we find in Peru and Egypt and other megalithic
30
cultures.
enemy aircraft over the channel. Flying due west.
But it wasn't effective at night or in bad weather conditions. The solution lay with one man, Lieutenant William
See the
Tucker.
large megalithic
Tucker
block,
had spent much of the First World War
the dry
in
stone
trenches,
wall, and that's been placed
using
around
listening
it,
devices
along
to
with the
search
lintel
out
and the two
enemy
side
locations.
stones. Then we have the kind of legs of the goddess, which to me, with Bella Snap, it looks more like a kneeling goddess. It's like that's her knee there, and her shin goes down over here, and her feet kind of in the ground in a cross-legged position. This is a vulva going into the Great Chamber, although this is blocked.
And various sound mirrors
So did that have meaning?
dotted
The
along the
blocked
south
entrance
coast.
here had
But
meaning?
this is
Was
the
it they
only
were
place you
sealing
can see all
whoever
three
they wanted
designs
in here
side by
forever,
side.
to not be reborn again and come out
To
with the
explain how they
sunlight?
work, I've come to
Or was
meet
there
Owen
something
Lation,
else going
who's
on?
warden for the
I find
Dungeness
this really
National
intriguing.
Nature
This is
Reserve.
this also kind of faces north.
Hello.
The back end faces
Yeah,
south.
good
So this is an unusual alignment. If this is correct, and if this was used as an actual chamber, we must question what they were looking at. Was it potentially Cygnus? Was it Deneb?
This is the
Was it
smaller
the
one,
centre of the Milky
one.
Way?
How does the
where
technology actually
where the dead
work?
were being
Well,
represented
it's pointing out
as
into the English
travelling
Channel.
through that area into
It's
a portal.
collecting
This is
sound
also
waves
known
from the
as the
enemy
portal
aircraft, or
entrance.
potential enemy aircraft.
It's a name given
So you
to it,
had a
so they
guy
could have
standing
meaning.
where I am with a sound trumpet.
This dry stone wall, and I
pointing
find
back
quite interesting
into
as well.
the,
You
into
can
the
see that
20-foot
all
dish,
around
so he
here.
puts back to the sea, and he would have had a stethoscope
This is beautifully
on,
done.
and he's
This is
moving
something
that
we
trumpet
see
around,
up
trying
on
to get a
Orkney.
bearing
We even see
of where
similar
the
stuff
aircraft is.
like this,
And remember
similar
with this
technique on
one,
Easter Island.
It's very,
So
very flat.
whether there's a
It's
connection,
vertical
we just
indeed,
don't
so
know.
It's sort of almost picking up things that are low.
That's right.
Not way up there.
So if the planes were coming in very high, they're in trouble.
So
what
this
they
is
did
the
then
chamber
they designed the 30-foot
on the eastern
mirror,
flank
which where they,
of Bella
where they
Snap.
tilted the dish higher
got
up into
metal
the
in it
sky
now to hold it all
get
together.
the higher aircraft
You
that
can
they
see
were
it's a
coming
kind
in.
of circular
And also
chamber.
they had like a little room underneath
been reconstructed.
where the
It's
listener
got
was
huge
able to
stones in
manoeuvre
here.
the microphone
And
or the
several
trumpet in the
burials
dish,
were found
so he
in
was out
here.
of the elements.
Yeah. Can I go and look at the big one?
Yeah,
So this
come
is
on,
just one of
let's
the
go.
chambers
Yeah,
of Bella
very
Snap on the
impressive.
eastern flank. It's the
How
one
big is
nearest
that?
the front.
Well, that's 200
There are
foot.
several burials found in here. It's been
All
reconstructed.
the
you can
information
tell.
gathered here would be sent
I
back
would
to
imagine
military
there was large
HQ
stone
at
lintels on
Hythe by
top.
phone, where it would be
But
plotted out
it has
on
been
a
partly
map.
destroyed, this
That
whole
would then
site,
give the
so they've
RAF a chance to
reconstructed
send
it,
up planes
and they leave it
to
open
meet
the
the
public,
enemy.
which is a great thing. So I think people still come here and do rituals. Just these stones here, like you see the one behind me, it's very kind of almost like diamond-shaped on the
Incredible
top.
size when you get up to
So that
it.
would suggest it could be
Very
represent a female.
impressive.
Whereas we have a more
Indeed,
phallic
yeah.
stone there.
Concave lengthways,
represent
but
the
also
male.
vertically as well.
I can see
And
that
I
when you
would
look at the
imagine,
edges.
like with all the other
does
chambers
this
I
one
go
work?
in now.
Well, you've got
realise
a
it's
set of
probably leaving
microphones
seeds in here
in a
to
big
have them
arc
charged
around the
up
forecourt
with
of this
natural
200-foot
telluric
mirror, and you would have had a
currents
guy in the
underground
office
water. I
in this
certainly
window
believe
up
they do
here
here.
at the back.
It's
But
one
you would
of
have had several people as
primary
well, listeners
sites
out on the front, and he would have been
Britain.
directing
Well,
those
it was known
listeners to get the
agriculture was in
bearings
full
of where
swing
the aircraft
at
are
least
coming from.
3,700 BC.
They've gone big now.
You can certainly say that, can't you? Yeah. And was that accurate?
Yes, it was more of an
furthest
accurate
towards the back
system
on
than
the
the
eastern flank.
smaller mirrors.
Ballasnappin, you can
But
just
the
see here.
the length was still the same, 20,
It's a
25
very low
miles,
chamber,
and it's back to the same
particularly
old issue.
megalithic. The stones in here are
aircraft
fairly
got
small.
faster, and so as an early
I would
warning
imagine there were
system,
lintels on top.
it was becoming quite obvious.
You could just
that
about lie in
It
here
was struggling.
if you wanted to be in
As
here.
time went on in the
But obviously
1930s.
there were burials in here. We're walking around the back of the chamber now. You can just see behind
This is a
me.
real eye-opener
That's
for
a very
me.
small chamber. We
What
just
was the
entered
downside?
further on.
Well, the downside
There's the
was
other
that we're very
quite large
close to
chamber
the
with
sea
megalithic
here,
blocks in it
and
still.
the housing
You can see the way it
development, the
rises up
pressures were
from the
creeping
ground.
down the
It's like
coast. Remember,
these
these were
Cotswold
built
Severn
in a
chambers, they
very
kind of
bare, hostile,
merge into the ground at
quiet
the back of them,
environment,
so they're
and
kind
also
of
radar
rejoining
came
the
along
earth.
in the late 1930s.
Whereas the front of them are kind
so
of like
quickly
the
that
open
up the
legs of the
range,
goddess,
they could pick up
who
the
I believe
aircraft
was
much
potentially
better than
represents the
these
kneeling
Sounders,
goddess,
and they became
which
obsolete
could have
quite
something
quickly.
to do with the Quizzo
Impressive
position, which we
structures,
find
they
in other
are,
cultures
yeah.
that were
Well, I'm
building
pleased
with
they're here
megalithic
today,
stones.
you know that.
But if we continue walking around here,
So noisy urban
got this
development
modern
in this
wall obviously
once
put round
desolate
here.
area,
but even at the
combined
back
with
of
faster
it,
planes,
we have
meant
this.
the sound mirrors were
So
already
it's like
struggling.
double-ended.
But it
So
was
this is
the
at the back
advances in radar that
of
produced the
Ballasnapp.
final
This is at the
nail in
very
the coffin.
hind of it. So this is very strange. So at the front we have the false opening, which is
It
more
was
or
all
less
over for
directed
these
north.
sound mirrors, and
And at the
Tucker
very back,
retired,
directed south,
thinking
we have
his
this
efforts
false
were in
opening.
vain.
But you can see it's like a kind of.
But these
you can see behind
structures
me,
do
it's like a kind of
stand
long,
as a
straight
monument to a
area
man
with a
whose
stone
work
blocking
was
it.
to have a profound effect
So it does
on the
suggest
outcome of
that
World
this
War II.
was used in a
The
different
communication
way,
systems
or had
that Tucker
multiple different
developed between
families,
his mirrors
or
and
elite
HQ was so
tribal
effective
leaders
that it was
living in this
copied by the
area,
radar
and
team
controlling
and led
this
directly
area.
to theirs.
So they had different entrances, different parts representing their different cultures. So we're just now walking down the western flank from north to south, and here we have another chamber. This one's a little bit different. Oh, and we have someone already in here doing their magical incantations.
I've brought you here to Greatstone near Dungeness to show you these strange looking concrete structures that lie abandoned at the edge
As you walk
of a waterlogged
around
gravel pit here.
Ballasnapp,
Now, they look like
appears to be
early
a
forms of
kind of
abstract
ditch
art, don't
around
they?
it.
But they're not. They
Something we
played a
find
significant part in
in
the
circular
history
mound,
of
certainly
Britain's defence
like at
system.
Stonehenge landscape, Seven Barrows, not too far from here.
After the First World
Several
War,
other
the biggest
sites,
threat to Britain's
I mean,
security
hundreds of other
was from
sites,
the
really.
air. What the country
It's just
needed was an
such an unusual
operational
site,
edge,
such
a way of
freaky
pinpointing incoming
kind of look
enemy
to this
bombers
place.
before they reached the
It really
English
intrigues
coast.
me.
The old system relied on sight,
This is a
using
fake
spotters with
entrance.
binoculars.
Behind this were bodies with skulls
Study
and
enemy
skeletons,
aircraft over the channel.
children and one
Flying due
adult.
west.
And
But
then
it
it was
wasn't
sealed up.
effective at
This is
night
quite
or in
unusual,
bad
but
weather conditions.
this could have just
the
been
solution lay
unique
with one man,
nature of the
Lieutenant
people
William
who built
Tucker.
these sites in
Tucker
this
had
area.
spent much of the First World War
Similarities
in
with Stonehenge,
trenches,
we have similar
using listening
round barrows and
devices
Seven
to
Barrows,
search
for
out
instance.
enemy locations.
We have lintels
By the
over the
1920s,
top,
he decided to apply the same listing
earthworks
techniques
with
to the
megalithic
skies.
construction, but these were
The result
before
was
the
a series
Stonehenge
of concrete
builders, although
structures
it
like
is roughly
these
the same
along the
date
south coast.
as some of
They
the area
reflected
around
the
Darlington.
sound waves of incoming aircraft.
All
onto
over the
carefully
country,
placed
there were probably
microphones.
these elite groups, these tribes.
And various sound mirrors survive,
And we know
dotted along the
they
south
were
coast.
very,
But
very
this is the only
powerful,
place you can
ruling
see
elite,
all three
controlled
designs
agriculture,
side by
and
side.
knew about astronomy and understood.
To explain how they
fertility
work,
of the
I've come to meet
landscape.
Owen Lation,
This
who's
is one
warden for the
fine
Dungeness
example of
National
their great
Nature
work.
Reserve.
Owen,
Hello.
pleased to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks
good
for
to see
meeting me here today. Well, these are absolutely fabulous.
Yeah,
aren't
brilliant,
they?
these sound mirrors.
Massive.
Yeah.
I love the location. as
Yeah,
well.
very, very good. This is a 20-foot sound mirror.
This is the smaller one.
This is the
But in
smaller one,
here,
the first
several
one.
Yeah. How does
bodies
the
were found.
technology actually work?
Well,
Skulls,
it's pointing out into the English
women's
Channel.
Bodies as well.
It's
Been
collecting
reconstructed,
sound
but it's got,
waves
still
from
got some
the
of the
enemy
megalithic
aircraft,
blocks
or potential
in
enemy
here.
aircraft.
Yeah.
So you had a
This is a
guy
beautiful
standing where
little
I am with a sound trumpet pointing back into the 20-foot dish. So he's got his back to the sea, and he would have had a stethoscope on, and he's moving that trumpet around, trying to get a bearing of where the aircraft is. And remember, with this one, it's very, very flat.
With Belenus, the ancient king